Hey everybody, it's Beth. Today I'm using 2 of these plastic candy jars from Dollar Tree. I take one of them and cover it in sheepskin color chalk paint by Folkart. I use a sponge to apply it. It covers better on the plastic and it prevents the paintbrush strokes. So I give that 2 good coats on the outside, cover that and the lid as well. I also paint this 7-inch round plaque from Hobby Lobby in the same color, giving that 2 coats as well. Once everything is dry, I use this matte varnish by Waverly, and I just cover the plastic pieces, so just the candy jar and lid. Once those are dry, I go ahead and start drawing my face in pencil first, and I'm doing that on one of the flat sides of the candy jar. I do 2 ovals for the eyes, and then I flip it around and draw a heart shape. So that'll be the nose, and it'll appear to be an upside down heart. And I do erase that after drawing, so you can't see the line so much when I paint it. I then draw a line down from the heart and then 2 curved lines for the mouth. I fill in the oval eyes with black acrylic paint. Those get 2 coats. I then take Vintage Victorian chalk paint and paint the nose, and that also gets 2 coats. And then take a very small paintbrush and paint down on the mouth with the black acrylic paint. It's actually an acrylic nail paintbrush. It has a really small paintbrush on one end and then a round dot on the other, which I use to dot some little marks on the sides of the nose. And then use this paintbrush side again to draw some whiskers with the acrylic paint again. And then use that as well to do some eyelashes on the eyes. Take the back of a paintbrush, dip it in white acrylic paint, and dot for inside the eyes. And then a small paintbrush again to draw a couple white lines also in the eyes. Next, I'm taking some wired jute that's from Dollar Tree. I cut a large strip of that. I did not measure it. I just wanted to make some large ears. So I cut 2 of those pieces and then fold them over into like an ear shape. Once I have those made, I take this fabric I got from Walmart and I hot glue each of those wired jute pieces to the nicer side of the fabric. Once those are glued down, I cut both of those out. And I'll be attaching these ears to the lid. So I just fold over the bottom of the ear so it's like flattened down, and I hot glue that to the top of the lid. And then I also add some of the same fabric, a small piece, over the top of where I attached it, just for some extra stability and so it looks a little nicer. Next, I take some raffia and I just make a cute little bow, just wrapping it in loops a bunch of times until it was nice and full. Take the raffia again and wrap it around the center, and then just hot glue it into place. And then I also take this cute little pink flower and place that to one side of the raffia. In the other candy jar, I'm taking some speckled eggs. I believe I got them at Dollar Tree. I just fill that up. And then what I'm doing is the bunny face jar will be glued onto the top of that other jar with the eggs in it. I then take some pink and white ribbon and fold it in half because it's a little too thick. Wrap it around where the 2 jars meet, and then hot glue those together. And then I make a little bow out of the same ribbon. I just wrap a loop until it's a good size that I want. Pinch the center of that looped ribbon and tie some twine around the center. Cut off the excess twine, and then I take another piece of ribbon and fold it in half and hot glue it around the center of the bow. I then hot glue that to where I have the ribbon around the center, and I attach it to where the ribbon meets so you won't see that area. And then I'm taking the bottom jar, which has the eggs in it, putting some hot glue on the bottom of it, and attaching it to my painted wooden plaque. And then I just add back on the lid. That is it for this project. Thank you so much for watching.